Hello there and welcome to my channel. This is Non-Gone and today we're playing Death Stranding, the non-director's cut, the original PS4 version. We're playing on the PS5 to reduce loading screens because we're doing a speed platinum run, and that is basically trying to get all the trophies as quickly as possible from the time you get your first trophy to the time you get your last trophy. This is post-commentary. I've already done the run. My time was 45 hours and 43 minutes, which was enough to get to the top of the leaderboards on PSN profiles. In the spirit of encouraging you or anyone else to use these strategies and beat the run, I'm providing a detailed walkthrough, step-by-step, basically, of how to do this. But I'm going to do it a little different than I've done it in the past for two reasons. Number one, I'm pretty unhappy with what I did, actually. The first, 13 hours was fine, but the last half of this run was just a complete disaster, and I've really thought about ways to improve it. And so rather than give you what I was doing, which is bad, I'm going to tell you what I did and include ways to do it better and just kind of put it simultaneous with whatever is happening in the video at the time. I really wasn't sure how to deal with the 60 hours or so of captured footage that I have, and I think this is going to be the best way to do it. The other reason is that this game is pretty easy to figure out where you're supposed to go. Just hold L1 and your compass will pull up whatever the next stop is, and getting there is it's not always easy, but once you practice the routes, it's pretty easy. And you really don't need to watch me drive to Port Knot City for 7 minutes to determine that you need to go to Port Knot City. So I'm going to really try to edit this. Normally, something this big is going to be about 10 hours of footage, and I'm really going to try to get it down to 2. So wish me luck. This should be difficult. It's 45 hours of gameplay knocked down into 2 hours, and I still want you to be able to get all the trophies and do all the actions. So that's how we're going to do it. This is part 1 of the detailed walkthrough. This is going to start at the beginning of the game right here, and it's going to end at basically the point where we're allowed to build zip lines. To me, that's a big change in the game because we have to do it. We're following the path of Distortion 2's 5-hour and 7-minute speedrun, which was a world record at one point. It's great. If you need specific routes, use that. There's no reason for me to post it twice. We're adding things to that route because we have to get all the trophies, not just get to the credits. So we're going to be focusing on getting the memory chips that we can as we pass them. We're going to be focused on building zip lines that are critical and that we'll use later. We're going to be focused on building a couple of roads, a couple of materials at Pavers to get those online likes for the bridge links star point. And we're going to be focused on adding the non-critical preppers and also a couple of optional story missions that will get us gear that we need later on. One is for trucks and the other one is for sticky guns. We're not going to use the sticky gun, but we have to build it, so we might as well do the mission. So let's go ahead and get started. As I said, the first segment is going to be starting at the prologue and ending at the point where you can build your first zipline down by South Knot City. It's 3 hours and 50 minutes is what it's taken me, and I've been pretty consistent with that time all the way through. So here's step by step for that particular part. So when you start, you got to select a difficulty. I played on very easy throughout the entire story. In retrospect, I think it would make more sense to play on hard and switch to very easy when you do the 4 bosses and the 3 fights with Cliff. They're the only things that are really going to make a difference on this playthrough. So just make sure you save first and then do it, and then it'll spawn you right where you saved instead of going back to the last save point. So when you switch difficulty, make sure you do that. And then, of course, save and go back to hard. You'll get extra likes, and I think they do actually count in the long run, so it'll make your deliveries quicker at the end. So just go ahead and do the prologue at your own pace. The clock has not started yet because you haven't got your first trophy. You can get a couple things in the prologue, but there's no need to. When you spawn at Capital Knot, go ahead and do the quarantine thing, and then go take the body up to the incinerator. I go up the left pass just to the right of the stream and go up that way and come back that way. It avoids the most amount of BTs. You're also running downhill if you got to run away from them, which means you can double jump on the way back. Head to the way station. Use this cut in the ridge to stay left of the BTs and do that throughout your playthrough. When you get to the way station, go ahead and grab a PCC level 1. You won't use it for a bit, but just put it on your back. It's easier than getting it anywhere else. And as you're walking away from the way station, grab the memory chip, the first one of the game. That will be there. The two that are closer don't spawn yet, so you can't get them, but the rest of them in this area you can. Head to the distribution center. You will then get 2 missions. You want to skip the one for the chiral crystals and go up the back here to the Mule camp. And on the way, if you hit your R1, you can see there's chiral crystals sitting right on the ground on your path. So pick that one up and it will satisfy the second one. In the cave here, right before you get to the Mule camp, there's another memory chip. Grab that. That's number 2. And then sneak into the postal box, grab the cargo you need for this mission, and also any lost cargo, because you'll get those extra likes, and then head back to the distro center. So the next mission will take you to the wind farm, and you still have to do it on foot, so go ahead and run up. On the way up, you will find a memory chip there to the right by that little rock. And I suggest on your way down, you're going to run into BTs, and I suggest you just run. You can try to sneak, but it takes a long time to get through this area. The terrain is terrible, and it's sometimes easier just to get caught and then run away from the catcher. And just keep running for the wind farm, and you'll be fine. Once you get there and pick up your mission, head to the south side, and grab memory chip number 4 right there in there, and then leg it on back to the distro and deliver your thing. Once that's done, drop the go outside the building by the bike that needs to be charged. Drop that PCC you picked up earlier, and let it charge, and then take the bike back to Capital Knot City. Again, cut the hill around the way station to avoid the BTs. Pick up your delivery for Port Knot and drive it all the way down. And you will go through some BTs there. I suggest just taking the path that goes under the archway and doing your best to avoid the BTs. Again, if they pull you off your bike, just run around until the catchers go away, and then you can just get back on your bike and ride. It's still quicker than trying to sneak through there on foot or with a bike. So under that arch, again, this will not spawn unless you are out of danger, so you might have to go past the arch and walk back, is a memory chip. That's number 5. Then go ahead and drive all the way down to Port Knot City. Before you go in, go left. This container right here has memory chip 6. Then when you go in and make your delivery, make sure you have hematic grenades. If you didn't pick them up in Capital Knot, pick them up right now. You'll need 2. You'll fight this particular catcher right here. You can just chuck nades at him. I think 5 will kill him on this difficulty. And if you run out, you can run around the area and pick up more. Once that guy's dead, you want to grab all the crystals that spawn from him. Make sure you do this. This is very important. You're going to be tight on crystals unless you run around and pick them all up on the map, and you don't want to do that. You get like 1,000 for this guy. So pick up the crystals. Head to the back here, these containers right here, and use your R1 to find this memory chip. There's a memory chip up on the container here. And then once you get that, head to where the checkpoint is, and you'll be out of there and into Lake Knot. So as soon as you get to Lake Knot City, there's a couple of memory chips and some other stuff. I would advise picking up the ceramics that are here and all the lost cargo that you can from here. Also, there is a memory chip up here on this container. And then we're going to head right into Lake Knot and drop off all this cargo. Once you drop that off, you'll be taking you'll have to take on some deliveries for the engineer and the craftsman and the elder. Go ahead and pick those up. It won't let you out of here until you do. And then immediately drop them on the ground, all of your cargo. Now you want to pick up 800 metal from your claimed materials there. And it's heavy, so you have to walk out of Lake Knot, leave your cargo right there, walk out of Lake Knot, and add that and the chiral crystals that you need to the first paver right here. Again, you'll get lots of green likes for this, and also the road will get built by the time you need it. So it's very, very helpful to do this first. I know it takes longer, but trust me, it's worth it. Go on back in and pick up all of your cargo and grab any ceramics that the game will let you. You probably won't have enough to finish building the road, but you'll have most of what you need. Then run on out and drop off the ceramics at the paver again, and then start running south. Head directly to the engineer. You will cross some mule camps. You can probably outrun them. Just dodge their electric spears, and you should be fine. Once you get to the engineer, equip the power skeleton that he gives you, for sure. This one I'm going to stop for a second and tell you a little about the power skeleton. If you run with it, it will drain your battery, and then you'll be basically back when the battery's dead to having no skeleton. It'll still show on there, but you won't get the benefits of it. So what I would like to do for this leg, because we're going to be running quite a bit here, is unequip it until we need it. And so that's what we're doing there. Run down to the Elder. You can climb this hillside. It takes a little bit, and you'll take a little bit of getting used to do it quickly. Once you get to the Elder, you're going to come right down the other side of the mountain here and head directly for the Craftsman. So once you get to the Craftsman, he's going to give you a fetch quest, and you want to, it's going to be in a BT area in that crater up there. So go ahead and run on up there. There's a memory chip just to the left of the wall there, so make sure you grab that. That's memory chip 9, I think, if we're keeping track at home. And then you can creep up the left side to get in. And you can either sneak here. There's only one piece of cargo, so you can sneak to it and sneak back out if you want, or just run and cause a void out. I think it takes about the same time for this one. So after you're done with the Craftsman, and he's on the Chiral network, he will give you a bola gun, which you want to equip immediately. The next mission will have you go into a mule camp and grab some stuff and head to Lake Knot. You're also going to grab memory chip number 10 in the camp. So when you get there, basically what I do, there's only about maybe 10 guys here. So go ahead and cause a ruckus, let them see you, and then start shooting them with the bola gun. Important tip, when you shoot people with the bola gun, run up and kick them. With the bola gun, they will untie themselves in like a minute. If you kick them, it'll knock them out, and they'll be out for like 10 minutes or so. So that's my pro tip for that one. Hit R1 to look for the memory chip. That's memory chip 10, I believe. And then raid the post box once everything's clear, and grab the cargo that's in there. And then right in this little tent right here is a vehicle that you can take. Go ahead and take it. It's easier than running, and just drive all the way back to Lake Knot. And if you want to get cute and do it quicker, just shoot a couple of people. You don't have to get S rank on this, so if you just shoot whoever's in your way while you're doing this, it'll save you a little bit of time. So I cleared it out. You could do it quicker by just knocking out a couple guys. Don't even kick them. You won't even be there for 45 seconds, and then just run. Now, if you head for the road, it's probably built by now, so use that. So that's where we're at. And now we're back at Lake Knot City. We've made our delivery, and this is great. We get two things right away. We get trikes, which is awesome, and we also get the first pizza delivery for Peter Englert, so that's great. So what we want to do is take any trike that's in here or build one, and we want to grab our cargo for the distribution center first, pick up this, and pick up the pizza delivery as well. Make sure the pizza is on top and flat like this. You have to deliver pizza flat or else it gets ruined. And head on out. Go ahead and turn left first. And in this area right here on the bed of that truck is going to be memory chip 11. Go over to Peter's first. It's a pretty easy drive on the trike, and make your delivery, and then head south to the distribution center. You want to get your route pretty good on this one. You're going to be making this trip a lot. When you get south of the river there, there's kind of like a ridge, and you kind of want to head left early right here, and then that'll take you up. Also, that last river right before the distribution center will it looks like it's shallow, and it is not. You need to come down here where the island is and go that way. Otherwise, you'll lose your trike. I've done it like 100 times, so it gets me every time because I'm scooting, Anyway, once you get to the distribution center, grab some metals and ceramics for the paver. You will not have enough to finish it probably unless you got some help from your online friends, but go ahead and do that. And again, you'll get a ton of levels for likes for that. Your next mission is to the weather station. Go ahead and take it. You want to, on this route, drive all the way down to the second paver that's in the lake. That's right there. And if you look to the right, you'll see like a little brown area. That's a gap in the rocks there. And you can drive up to the weather station on your trike through there. Once you get there, you want to, this is an important thing to make sure you do. So you want to grab a level 2 PCC, 1,200 special alloys out of the claim materials part at the weather station, make sure you have your Bola gun still. If you don't, manufacture another one. And grab the cargo for the Timefall farm. This is a big, important leg for me. You get a lot of things done, so that's why I'm taking a little extra time to tell you about it. So once you leave, grab memory chip 12 on the way out. It's right there at that little outbuilding. Drive down to the Timefall farm. When you get to the bottom, there's a big rock sticking out by the river. That's got memory chip 13. And then we're going to head to this little building with the mule camp and grab memory chip 14. Again, you only have to Bola gun the people that are in your way, because we're going to jump right back in and drive to the Timefall farm. Make your delivery at the Timefall farm. Then we're going to do something weird. We need to fast travel, and there's probably going to be a safe house down here, but we're going to build our own anyway and then dismantle it. So go ahead and build the safe house, dump your 1,200 special materials in, go back to the Timefall farm, take the other 1,200 special alloys out of there, put that in the safe house, let it get built, and then look around, and if there's an online safe house that's already there, go ahead and dismantle your safe house. I know that sounds weird, but there is a trophy for building all 7 structures, and this is probably the easiest time that you're going to have to build a safe house, so it's much easier just to do it. We're dismantling it because we need bandwidth, and it takes up 2,500, which is 5 zipline anchors. So if there's another one there, then we don't need to worry about it. So anyway, enough about that. Go to whichever safe house is still standing, either the online one or the one you built, and fast travel to the distribution center. Whew, that was a long one, wasn't it? All right, so once you're at the distribution center, we're going to do a couple of optional preppers before we move on with the story, or concurrently to moving on with the story. The first one's the collector. Switch to hard mode, so save your game, switch to hard mode, take an anchor, 2 Bola guns, and 2 ladders, and drive over to the collector. You don't have to cross any chasms, but you do have to go around this little ridge right here, and when you hit R1 as you're approaching him, it should pop up on your map. Throw the anchor down right on this rock here and climb down. You have to climb or ladder down to every time you go to his terminal. Meet him, take his job. He'll want you to do a fetch quest, and we want to S-rank this. So climb back up, use a ladder to cross this first chasm. You may have to go a little north for it to be narrow enough. And then take out all of the mules in the area with your Bola gun and then kick them to make sure they're all down. What will happen when you do that is that the alarm that's sounding, that's going like will turn into like a, and a little message will pop up on your screen that says this area is safe for porters. That means you got all the enemies, and that's what you want to do. There's about 5 or 6 of them in the south area here, and then head north to the main camp. You can see it from where you're at, and knock out all those guys. Once you're up there and they're all gone, grab memory chip number 15 in the tent right here, and then go to the post box, grab the cargo for the collector that you need for this job, and head out. You still got one more to get. It's in a post box that's disguised like a rock. It's kind of on the left here as you're heading south, and it should show up on your scanner when you tap R1 as you get close to it. So grab that last one and head on back to the collector, make your delivery, and then save your game and switch back to very easy if you're playing on very easy. Like I said, I think it's going to be faster if you play on hard throughout this whole thing. Okay, so that's done. Let's go back to the distribution center. We're now going to pick up the story-related delivery for the junk dealer. We're going to pick up this extra delivery for the film director, and we're going to head out. The film director is the one on the left as you hold your L1, so just head just north of that camp that you just raided, and you can get around the first chasm by going up in the hill, or if there's a bridge already there, then use it. The second chasm, you can just go left of the camp, and you can just drive right up around it. Once you get to Red Rocks, you can turn and it's pretty smooth, but you want to drop your delivery at the film director first, then go straight down to the junk dealer. Once you get there and make your delivery, go ahead and take on the next delivery. And it's a fetch quest as well, but it's a story one, so you don't have to change your difficulty if you're not playing on hard. Grab the contaminated cargo. One piece is fine, or you can grab it all. It doesn't really matter. You will get more likes, but not very many for the junk dealer if you do them all. And then there's a memory chip number 16 on the container right here behind the place, so grab that. Now, you're going to drive down in here, and this is going to be BTs, and I got a way to do this. So the first thing we do is head to the lake and chuck our cargo in. Then we head around to this little entryway here between the building and the freeway and drive up until the Odor deck kicks on and then get off your bike. You can sneak directly straight. You can pick up 110 kilograms of cargo, but you only need 60 to complete it. And we're not trying to win the day. We're just trying to get in and out of here. It's a story mission, not a standard order, so it doesn't count for anything. So sneak on in, grab, you can go 1, 2, 3, just like this. The third cargo, if you turn around and head for the fourth one that's behind you and to the left, will take you right up the highway there, and there's a truck right there with memory chip 17 on it. That way you never have to come back into this area to get anything. That's all taken care of. So sneak on over and grab your last cargo. That's the 30 kilogram one. And then sneak directly over to your bike and drive back to the junk dealer. Okay, we're done with that guy. The junk dealer is really a pain in the butt to get onto the Chiral network. It's like a whole dramatic story that I'm super not happy with, but whatever. We're gonna do what he wants us to do because we can't finish the game without it. So he's gonna make us carry this what is it, an hourglass or something? And you have to hand carry it. So grab the speed skeleton. And I suggest maybe being a little bit conservative with your battery here because you got to come back with it too. And the second part's harder, but whatever you want to do. So instead of running directly to the Chiral Artists studio, head kind of back the way that you did for the fetch quest. It'll avoid BTs. And when you get to the lake, then turn left and you'll be safe from BTs all the way on. So you can just run straight at it from there. Once you get there, you make your delivery, and then you'll get the even dumber matrimony mission back, and you'll be carrying this lady, and you can take the same trip. Go ahead and burn up your battery at this point. We'll be on a trike after that, so use it for whatever you want. And again, you could probably take a generator and do it faster than me because it'll charge your battery. Just dismantle it. It'll save you more than 20 seconds. So head on back to the junk dealer. He will finally agree to become part of our cult, so that's great. So once the junk dealer's on board, the next mission you're picking up is going to be at Lake Knot City, but we could fast travel there, but there's a mission that we need to take from the junk dealer, and it goes to the Distro Center, so grab it and jump on your trike, and you should know how to get back there by now. The reason we're picking this up is that it is prototypes for trucks. And we want trucks. We don't want to have to come back here and do this. We're already at the junk dealer, so go ahead and take it, deliver it. Now you can use and build trucks. Okay, once you make your delivery, then fast travel to Lake Knot City. You will pick up a delivery for South Knot, and you will also be forced to pick up a small thermonuclear weapon. Seems legit. Anyway, just drive that down to the distro. I don't remember what the story tells you to do. You're going to throw it in the lake like you did that contaminated stuff. So drive behind the distro, go to the red part, and drive past the junk dealer down to the lake. You can head further around the lake this time because there's no BTs there, and then chuck it in right before you have to leave the lake for South Knot. Once you do that, head to South Knot, make your delivery. Once you make that delivery, take one ladder, at least one assault rifle, the highest level you can get, and maybe two, and take your trike out. Once you do that, you will be fighting against Cliff for the first of the Cliff battles. So go ahead and knock that out. So the way this works is you have to kill him 4 times. He spawns with like 4 or 5 other soldiers who I believe will constantly respawn. The battle will move on when you kill him. So if you need, he's usually behind the other guys. So if you have to shoot a couple of them to get to him, then that's fine. This one's pretty easy. You just it's in the trenches. It's like a World War I simulation, but you can just run and jump over top of all the trenches. Use your Odor deck to find where he is, and once you kill him, he'll move. He'll leave little orange tracks on the ground too, so that helps. But it's pretty easy on this difficulty. So once you knock him out 4 times, you'll be back. And turn right around here and head to the back wall and go left. And that would be memory chip number 18, I think, on this. I know it's not called 18, but it is the 18th one we get. So I'm going to do them consecutively. And then head out of South Knot, go to this tower right here to pick up memory chip 19. You will need a ladder if a ladder has not been provided for you by one of your online friends. If not, you can just set it on the ground. You don't need it. Once that's done, head to Mama's. Go back to South Knot, and that is the end of our split. As you can see, when you come out of Mama's, There's a zip line there. She's going to tell you, hey, I figured out how to make a zip line. So that's what we're going to do. Save in your private room. And that will be the end of section 1. We're done. So, yep, that's all I really have to say. We're going to keep going. I think this baby's like 10 or 11 parts total. But that's the first 4 hours, and I think we're like under 30 minutes of commentary. So hopefully that helps. I appreciate you watching, as always. I will see you in part 2 in the next video. And in the meantime, stay bad, people. Non-gone is gone.